What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NBA High Five video with your boy. It is a fantastic day for DFS. We got a 13-game NBA slate on tap for tonight. Super excited to get into it. Make sure you drop a like down below, comment anything in the comment section, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for joining me. You guys know how I like to do it. I like to get in and out. I'm not going to keep up too much of your time. We're going to talk about my core five guys that I really love on this slate, my high five, and then go from there, kind of off the information that we have as of right now. As the day goes on, new information might come out that might change guys, that might take guys out of play, all that type of stuff. So after this isn't all the research you need to do, and then you just move on and do nothing else. You need to make sure you stay on top of injuries as the day goes on and take advantage of those spots where they are and go from there. I will be updating the optimizer as the day goes on when injury news and stuff comes out. I'll be adjusting projections and stuff like that. As of right now, it is updated as of like 10:08 this morning. So it's ready to go, and we're going to use the green light optimizer, as you can see, to go ahead and put the five in here. Now, if you're interested in using the green light optimizer, we don't have it by itself. It comes as an added on benefit to the people who get daily packages, weekly packages, season long, whatever. It comes with a package. When you get at greenlightdfs.com, you'll get automatic access to this page. All right. Same thing with NFL when you get our weekly deal there. All right. And we have week 14 starting tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, right? Yeah, today's Wednesday. So tomorrow we have week 14 starting. It was another amazing week for us last week in NFL. Almost got the takedown week 13. It was a great week. So excited to get into it. So let's go ahead and get into this high five. Starting off at point guard, the first guy that I really love is Kyle Lowry. Now, let me go ahead and just talk about both of these guys from here. This shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Kyle Lowry and Tyler Harrow are always in play when you got Jimmy Butler off the floor. On top of that, Tyler Harrow hasn't been this cheap since, what, November 15th? He hasn't been this cheap since November 15th, and now they're without Jimmy Butler. No Bam Adebayo. It's just the pricing's a mistake here. Same thing with Kyle Lowry. Let me see. When was the last time Kyle Lowry's been this cheap? November 29th, so it hasn't been as recent. But, I mean, his price dropped down from 7.5 to 7.2, maybe because of the matchup against Milwaukee. Drew Holiday is a tough matchup defensively, but at the end of the day, with the usage that's going to be with Kyle Lowry and the amount that these two guys are going to have to do for this Miami offense to keep this game competitive at all is going to be huge. So I feel pretty damn safe for at least 5x out of both of them. I have Harrow projected higher. You can see I have Harrow at 40. So I love Tyler Harrow today at that spot. And then Kyle Lowry over 37, almost 38. So at 7.2, that puts him over 5x. These two guys are fantastic plays, and I always kind of look to put these guys in the core whenever Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, especially both of these guys are out. It makes it an easy decision, man. I love taking some of these Miami guys because their usage jumps so much. All right, so Kyle Lowry, Tyler Harrow with no Jimmy Butler, no Bam Adebayo. It's a fantastic spot for those two guys. The only way that you can consider fading these guys is if you think Milwaukee just absolutely smacks Miami down in Miami and these guys get limited. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think Tyler Harrell's probably blowout proof. I think he's going to play his normal minutes regardless of how this game goes. Lowry, maybe not. But honestly, at 7.2, I'm willing to predict that he's able to hit that 5x at least before the blowout occurs. Before he, if there is a blowout in this game. But honestly, what does Vegas have this total at? Let me see what Vegas has this total at as of right now. 1 second. Let me see the spread of this real quick. So for this game right here, we have a 6-point spread. There's 6.5 dogs, Miami. So at home, only being that big of a spread, it's the blowout's not too much of a concern with me at right now at this moment. All right. So Kyle Lowry, Tyler Harrow, huge usage bumps with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo off the floor. All right. At small forward, we got C.J. McCollum out with a punctured lung. That means that. Sorry, why am I putting C.J.? He's obviously not playing. Norman Powell is going to get a huge bump. I love Norman here, man. I love Norman Powell. Dennis Smith Jr., you're having to pay more money for. His price is elevated significantly. So Norman Powell is the main guy that I want to talk about here. He's 4'8". Fantastic spot. I mean, not only is CJ McCollum out, but they dropped his price from 5K to 4.8, so his price has gone down. This is a blowout spot here, but at 4.8 with the usage Norman Powell is going to have to play here for this Portland offense, I really, really like Norman Powell. Now, Norman Powell is a very up and down player. He's not incredibly consistent, but as you could see in this last game against the Clippers, he played 44 minutes. So if he's going to be getting that type of minutes with CJ McCollum out, it's a fantastic spot for Norman Powell. I really, really like him. One of my favorite values on the slate, and I will show you by just sorting point per salary here on the optimizer. Ayo Dasunmu. Not going to try it. I'm just going to call him Ayo. All right? Ayo at 3.9 for Chicago. Now, look, man. This dude played over 40 minutes in their last game with no DeRozan. They're missing so many guards. No Caruso today. Caruso's doubtful. No DeRozan. No, what's the other dude's name? There's a couple other Chicago guards out as well. So, I mean, guard-wise, Chicago is incredibly thin. Ayo's going to play a good amount of minutes here. Really, really like this spot for Ayo at 3.9. He's one of my locks so far. As you can see, I haven't projected over 25, so he's popping in every single line I've made so far. I really like Ayo here, man, and he's blowout proof. Regardless of how this game script goes, it doesn't matter. All right, this dude's a fantastic value on this slate, where so far we don't have the most amazing value. He is a fantastic option on this slate for sure. All right. Now, last but certainly not least. Now, this play, I have a couple guys. First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and put Dillon Brooks as the fave, but you can go either way of these two guys, and I'm going to talk about both of them. Dillon Brooks at 6'1". Now, here's the main thing here, and I've talked about it before. When Ja Morant gets off the floor, now, on top of Ja Morant being off, you have Kyle Anderson out. You have Brandon Clark out. So they are thin at forward right now for Memphis. All right. Dillon Brooks' usage is damn near 30%. That's elite company usage. 30% usage is crazy. Now, it just depends on whether he's going to actually be making his shots or not. But at the end of the day, 30% usage, that's elite usage. That's no, most of the time when you see 30% usage on guys in offenses, they're like 8K, maybe more. You know what I mean? But Dillon Brooks is a guy you're getting at 6'1 today with a 30% usage rate. All right, Dillon Brooks isn't the only high usage player, though, on this Memphis squad. The other guy that I'm interested in here, and I'm just going to switch these two out. You can go either way. I'm leaning Brooks, but Jaren Jackson. Jaren Jackson as well. As you can see, I have Jaren Jackson and Brooks projected right around the same. That's why I like Brooks' point per salary at almost 1,000 less. But Jaren Jackson and Brooks both these are the Memphis offense. Plain and simple. These dudes are going to be expected to do a ton. I love Dillon Brooks. I like getting that 30% usage rate at a guy at only 6'1 with no Ja, no Kyle Anderson, no, you know what I mean? They're just super thin for Memphis right now. So it's a fantastic spot for him, and I just feel really, really safe and comfortable with him. As you can see, I have him at 34, almost 35. So at 6'1", I mean, he's great. You'd have to round him up to 7K, and he'd still be 5X. You know what I mean? So I love Dillon Brooks. He projects out fantastic for me. Really like him in this game today, and I think his upside is huge, man. I've been saying this. I've said this many times, okay? This dude has 50-plus upside. All right, last year on May 23rd against Utah, he dropped 51 in 36 minutes. He dropped a 49 against Sacramento May 13th last year. Like, he's got the 50-point upside. He hasn't done it so far this year. He did just drop the 40 against Miami December 6th. But he's got that 50 points in him. All right, so I want to be on him when he does that, especially when his price has gone down. The last time he was cheaper than this is back on November 26th. So it's been a couple weeks since he's been this cheap. His price has dropped with Ja Morant and all these guys hurt. It's just a fantastic spot for Dillon Brooks. And like I said, the main point here is Dillon Brooks is a guy who has elite player usage with these guys off the floor, and he's only 6'1". So him and Jaren Jackson both have right around 30%. Both of these guys have around the same usage here. They are the Memphis offense. They have the predominant amount of usage in this offense. I'm citing Dillon Brooks just because he's cheaper. Plain and simple. Point per dollar, I like him more. I have, as you can see, Dillon Brooks at 34.9. I have Jaren Jackson at 34.93. So it's literally 34.92 compared to 34.93. So I have Jaren Jackson projected higher, but so small that point per salary, Dillon Brooks is the guy. All right? And that's it. Kyle Lowry, Tyler Herro, Norman Powell, Ayo, Dillon Brooks is the high five for DraftKings. Let's go ahead and look at FanDuel real quick now, just because I have FanDuel projections uploaded right now as well. Let's start with value on the FanDuel slate real quick. Cody Martin pops really hard for me for Charlotte, with all those guys out for Charlotte at 5K. Really like him. Josh Giddey at 5'5" is popping pretty hard. I really like Dillon Brooks over here at 5'9". Let me lock him in real quick if I can. He's not locking in for some reason. But anyways, Dylan Brooks, fantastic option today on this slate against Dallas at 5.9 over on FanDuel. Precious Achiuwa is super cheap at 4.9. I really like him over there. Still got injury bumps there. Karis LeVert, Norman Powell, fantastic, 5.1 and 5.2. Love both of those guys. LaMarcus Aldridge, they refused to raise his price. I mean, he played limited minutes yesterday because they're playing this game today. He should see 30 minutes today, and I really like him against Houston. Great matchup. So those are the main value guys over there. Ayo's 4.8, so he's priced up higher over here for sure. You're not getting him as well as a value. Kyle Lowry is cheaper over here at 6.5. How much is Harrow? Harrow's 6'8", so yeah, you're probably liking both those guards over here as well. So pretty much same high five is what it's looking like. I mean, I do like Dylan Brooks still at 5'9". I like Precious Achiuwa, who's not in the high five over there, but I do like on DK as well at 4'9". I really like him. Karis LeVert, as we know, TJ McConnell is out. So with TJ McConnell out, that's great for Karis LeVert. He gets a bump at 5.1. He's great. Norman Powell, he's great. So those are my favorite plays over on FanDuel. Those are kind of the core guys that I'm looking at over there as well. Thank you guys for joining me as always. GreenlightDFS.com. Join the squad. You have access to the optimizer. Make sure you utilize it when you get your package at Greenlight. If you're going to get a package for Greenlight, go ahead and get it early so you have all day to be able to play with it. Like I said, as news comes out, I'll be adjusting projections as the day goes on. So when you get on the Greenlight optimizer, you can see right here when it was updated last. Okay? So you don't have to ask me when it was updated, none of that stuff. If it says, at 2:30, it says it was updated at 2:15, then that's when it was updated. It's recent. If it says if it still says 10:05 at 2, then there's just no injury news that have popped up and nothing's been needed to be adjusted yet. But as soon as information comes out, it will be adjusted. All right. Thank you guys for joining me as always, and let's get it. I'm out.